All right, so tier list time. There you go, season 15. It's going to be an interesting tier list. And what I mean by that is with perks, it's like added so much more. I'm not going to individually go through and do like the 100. I know that there's a lot of perks, so we'll talk about perks throughout this. But expect to see a lot of viable heroes. One thing I've recognized with this season is like, you can play pretty much anything. Like even at top 500, I have seen everything. We're just going to start off with the tanks. I think it's, pretty simple to do that. And we're going to start off with Doomfist. Doomfist is an interesting spot. One thing that's made Doomfist a bit more viable is that what Arnie wants to come. So one of the things that like I think makes Doomfist a lot more viable now is the projectile perk. And the projectile perk is where basically you can like not get CC'd, right? Like you can eat projectiles now. So it makes Doomfist a little bit more viable. Doomfist ends up in like an A tier area. And I think if I adjust the tanks around, I think Doom will I think Doom is actually pretty good now. I think having the capability of being able to like play against some of your counters better now. Doomfist was already one of those heroes that if played correctly was going to be good. What's cool about it is I feel like the new style of the block perk, it basically allows for you to have counterplay now. Like it's not just like, oh, Ana sleeps me, that's it. Right now you can kind of have a counterplay like, oh, I know they have sleep. It's kind of like, with Diva, like you can outplay a sleep, but the Ana can also outplay you. I think they've added that now where like the Doom has a decision. So I don't think it'll be a hot take or anything. I think Doom is pretty viable. So I'm very comfortable with I think Doom in this area. You're going to find there's going to be a lot of heroes towards the top end of this tier list, and I think during the bottom end of it. Wrecking Ball. Part of me wants to put Wrecking Ball in S tier, so I'm just going to do that. I think Wrecking Ball is great right now. This definitely is a little bit more towards where I'm seeing in top 500. I will admit that. But I think like more players are going to pick up that Wrecking Ball is just really good. I will say one thing though. The Sombra perk to increase the length of the hack definitely makes it tough on ball. But because of there being perk systems right now where you have to build your perks, as long as it's not like that overtime game where you can like pick all your perks, Wrecking Ball basically stays viable for the most part. And the Sombra has to be closer, which you could argue is not good for Sombra. So Diva, A tier. I think Diva's right back up there. You could argue S tier. Diva's great perks. Outside the minor perks for Diva are pretty rough. I will admit. I don't really like the minor perks that much, but I definitely do like the major perks for Diva. I can kind of just talk about it very quickly. You have the Rockets one. The rocket one I use for basically if I feel like I'm going to get counter swapped, like if I'm going up against like a good Zarya, and I expect them to counter swap me. I like the Rockets for that. I'm gradually just taking the other one, which is the shield one, because what the shield one does is it puts the shield in front of your armor, which protects your armor, so armor reduces damage. So you get to protect your armor first. You can defense matrix to kind of keep that going, so you just have more uptime and survivability. So Diva's really strong right now. You could argue Diva could also be an S tier, straight up, but I don't think this is as if we're comparing it to, remember when Diva was really OP a few seasons ago? I don't think we're at that level. I think Diva's still, you can still play well against a Diva. Zarya, A tier, same thing. I think right now in ranked, I think Zarya is absolutely shredding, but I think like, I'm not going to go with S tier yet. And the reason why I'm not going to do this is because Zarya is really, really good right now. But I think from like an overall setting, you're not going to see Zarya played all the time. And sometimes maps can limit Zarya's effectiveness, even with the new mobility on the perks. But I mean, Zarya has decent perks for both minor and major perks. So I think I'm comfortable with this. Sigma, right up there, A tier. Same thing. Sigma has mobility now. Like, Sigma is capable of playing against other tanks. Like, Sigma is just more viable. Straight up, perks have, like, brought up the level of a lot of these tanks. I don't think you understand. Like, I played a game against, like, a good Zarya, for example, on 3rd point King's Row. Now, if you know why that's tough, is because you can kind of get rolled. I just kept flying up to the high ground. I literally was just floating. The Zarya could never get me, even with, the 75%, like, right-click, like, boost or whatever you can do. And it was great. On top of that, long range rock, maybe the other one, like that. You could say the minor perks are a little bit like okay for Sigma, but I think Sigma is just a great tank still. I think Sigma's awesome. Orisa, B tier. I won't put Orisa quite in A tier. I think Orisa is better now to the point where like they don't need to buff or nerf Orisa. I think that the shields are good to have now. So like a lot of people like having a shield, so that allows for. I think Orisa. Okay, here's my take. I think Orisa is very much still in the same spot of where Orisa was before, but I actually think Orisa's win rate is going to go up because of the shield. So one of the problems people have with playing Orisa, if you didn't know, Orisa has one of the lowest win rates for tanks. And the reason why Orisa has low win rates is because in certain ranks, players aren't playing cover. So they're just running at a team and there's no shield. So I actually think the shield is going to bring more viability to Orisa. And I think you're going to see Orisa actually do better in like certain ranks and then stay around the same in other ranks. Ramattra, A tier. I think Ramattra is in a great spot. The Vortex is awesome. The heal, I think Ramattra is right up here. The perk with the left click that basically gives you extra damage. The Vortex one where you could pull them down, or the one I like, you can heal yourself. I think it's just, Ramattra's great. Like I said, if you're noticing a trend here, you're going to see a lot of heroes towards the top end now, more than the bottom end of a tier list. Roadhog, C tier. Anybody any disagreements? I don't even think Roadhog has the best perks. I think Roadhog still is pretty easy to kill. Roadhog is okay in the right hands. Like a good Roadhog. A good Roadhog can still play Hog well. If you're playing Hog because you want to counter something, it's probably not going to go well. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're going Hog as like a secondary one, and like I think Roadhog is a hero that will still see them work with the perks a little bit. Once again, to reiterate, a good Roadhog player will make Roadhog work. I will still lose to a top tier Roadhog player in ranked. It will happen. Winston, A tier, same thing. Winston's great. I mean, what else can we say? Winston's a staple. Winston's an excellent tank. Winston is just good. I mean, Winston's always been good. Winston's still good. You got some cool perks. Obviously, one of them, like the deployable one's not my favorite, but like, hey, you got some extra utility for yourself. You have a cool bubble, like, you know what I mean? Like, I think this is a perfectly fine location for Winston. You'd say low S though, yeah, but like, I'm gonna stray away from putting everybody in S tier. I think I mean, you could argue I could do this. You know what I mean? Like, you could argue I could do that right now. I'm not going to, because I think it's better to like just go in order of where I put these tanks right now than anything else. Queen, A tier, great perks. Wish I could play Queen more because there's some map selection, but I think if you're good at Queen, you're gonna have a good time. I would put Queen around here. Same thing of A tier. The Carnage lifesteal one, the ability to keep like uptime on damage, like what's underrated about Queen there is that all of that uptime increase is also a healing increase on Queen, which means you get your ults quicker, you're keeping yourself alive longer. It's underrated because you don't see it happening a lot in real time. As in, like, you don't recognize that, like, because you might be thinking you're getting healed by your Juno or something, but in reality, like, you hit a good Carnage for 100% lifesteal while also keeping up extra uptime. So it's just, if you give Queen more uptime, which is what Queen's getting with the perks, Queen is just going to be a better hero. This is what I've been saying. Like, I have seen every single tank in top 500 recently. I'm not saying that we won't look at, like, the top 500 list when it's out and we'll see, like, one tank dominating. That's going to happen. It's probably going to be Wrecking Ball. It might be Zarya or Diva, if I'm going to be real with you. But, like, it's just, these heroes are viable now. Like, you can play whatever you want, right? Mauga? High B tier? Better than before. Has good perks. Still kind of struggles against the other heroes. Is going to be good in OWCS. I want to reiterate this. You are going to see top tier teams, even in OWCS Korea. Like, you're gonna see Mauga is gonna be played. Mauga is really good, but what makes Mauga good in those comps is the teamwork. The reason why Wrecking Ball, you're gonna say, well, Wrecking Ball is an interesting one. Wrecking Ball doesn't need the teamwork. That's why I have Wrecking Ball in S tier. You don't need any teamwork as Wrecking Ball. It's good to have, but you're self-sufficient. Reinhardt. Y'all think what I'm thinking? High B tier, like decent for sustainability, but like doesn't have the best perks right now, in my opinion. Definitely, I think Rein would benefit from better perks. I think Ryan's good, still really good, but like I'm finding that some of the other tanks right now, their perks allow for more aggression, and Ryan's is more of like just absorbing damage for the shield to have more uptime, but like it isn't enough to be able to give Ryan that value, I guess you could say. He said Flats ranked one of his perks S tier. Which perk was that? I mean, I'm going to take his word on that because I don't play as much Ryan. Which one is he referencing to? The charge one? The one like reduced? That one's good, yeah. Overhealth? Oh, the overhealth. That one. Yes, the reduced shit. That's a different one. Okay, yeah, that's good. Charge overhealth is a good perk. But, like, I don't think that's enough. And then Hazard. Low-end A tier now. Good. Viable. Not as good before. Still good. Decent perks. Not the best, not the worst. Better against the rest of the tanks below right now. Not like, amazing, but, like, still good. I don't know. Seems safe. So that's your tanks where I have them currently. Pretty safe picks. You could argue a couple heroes up here or down below into B tier, but I'm okay with this. On to DPS now. Echo. A tier? Echo's good. Yeah. Have you seen the Echo, like, the perk where you can copy your teammates? It makes Echo so much more viable now. And they just recently buffed Echo to have 75 DPS before they're below, like, above 50% HP. So you do like extra damage now on top of that. Junkrat, B tier? I've seen Junkrats popping off in my games now. That fast tire is like, at first people were like, I don't know how this is going to be. I've also seen people use the fast tire now and dominate. And you can't, what's the underrated part about the fast tire is the Junkrat players are speed boosting it, and then you don't hear it anymore because it goes so fast. Like it goes so fast. So you can't hear it. So there's no sound cue. So you get annihilated by it. So I think that's okay. Pharah, I got to admit, I think you put Echo and Pharah both in A tier right now. I am sorry, but like Pharah's playmaking ability went from like a little bit lower to like the things you can do with Pharah now, like that ability to boop people and then put them into like a grav has been unreal, and you can move with your ultimate now. Pharah is just right up there. You know what? If you enjoy flying heroes, you are, what do people say, eating good now? If you enjoy flyers, you are vibing right now. Soldier 76, I think B tier. I think Soldier 76 has moved up to B tier. I think Soldier 76 is a lot more relevant. I think the perks are decent. Not great, but not bad. I like the sprint perk actually more than the stim pack perk, only because it feels a little bit rough at times to use the stim pack. It's just it's like the timing thing. It's like it feels like I'm do a small rotation that doesn't feel like I'm playing Soldier. So I think he's good. I mean, I'm a little bit biased because I like playing Soldier, and I'm not saying he's like unreal, but I definitely think that Soldier is better than previous seasons because of the perks. The 20% sprint and the ability to hit a helix to get your ammo going is just more uptime. Soldier benefits from more uptime, more damage, more opportunity to finish a kill. That's what I've noticed. Soldier, in my opinion, used to be a DP, like a damage like bot, in the sense that like you could do 20,000 damage and then you'll hit tab and you'll have 8 limbs and you're like, dude, I can't finish a kill. I'm trying my hardest here, but the burst healing is too strong at that time. Not too strong. Let me rephrase that. I'm not saying it's strong. It's just like you can't keep up with it. So Soldier's better now because you can sprint around and you can reload while sprinting, and you can helix rocket and get an extra 15 shots. So like you're better and you can finish kills, but you're still not at the level of some of the other DPS we're about to put up there. Tracer is going to go into my S tier, and I'm going to explain why. Tracer now not only is going to be good for pro level play, but the skill floor? Is that how I say this? I think has gotten better for players. So like a player in, let's say, bronze now has more blinks, can miss pulse bombs, but if you take the pulse bomb perk, your pulse bombs don't need to be as accurate, right? Like at the beginning of Overwatch, you have more blinks on recall if you choose to go that. You can choose to go blinks on health pack. So like I think players can be better at Tracer now, and Tracer was already like S tier pick at high level. I think Tracer now has gotten better at other ranks too. So now the players are just going to be better at Tracer. So I think I put Tracer there. Sombra's in a weird spot because I think a lot of people are going to say Sombra's still in the C tier. I think there's a world where Sombra's okay and not as bad as people think Sombra is. And it's weird because I don't know how to explain why. I wish I could, and I would love to pretend like I know everything on this, but I don't know what it is about Sombra right now that like I don't think Sombra's as bad as people put Sombra to be. And definitely could benefit from a perk, like a perk buff or something, like the definitely better perks. But I still think Sombra's like decent right now. So I'm going to go with B tier. I'm okay with that. Once again, I'm on a Sombra player. Sombra players, it's like when I see someone put D.Va in a spot that I don't think D.Va necessarily is in that spot, I get it. So like there's going to be Sombra players who are like, no, there's no way. I get it. I'm not gonna argue that. I just think that I think that we're in a much better spot for Sombra now. This one you can argue. Torb, A tier. Torb has slowly gotten into pro play. Torb has great perks. I mean, some of the better perk decisions you can make. You have the rivet gun, not S tier. I mean, I could put Torb in S tier, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the way that people play Torb is A tier. And I know this is gonna sound weird, but the problem is that the reason why the pro level play Torb comps work really well. Okay, let me ask you this question. How is Torb in your games right now? Now I'm curious. Okay, I'm down for S tier then. I'm fine with that. Yeah, we're good. I was more concerned about Torb on attack for maybe a silver game, but if you're seeing Torb pop off, I'm not going to question that. I'm okay with it. I'll let chat take over the Torb part and go with S tier. Venture, A or B tier, I think. Venture's good. Yeah, I think Venture's A or B tier, probably maybe high B, right here above Junkrat, right at the top end. Yeah. Venture has slowly actually moved into pro play and is actually being a hero ban right now in pro play. And you're like, why would they ban Venture? Like, why? Like, what's the point? Venture's really, really good at all-in right now. And you can have the perk to make your ultimate a little bit better too. I think it's your ultimate, right? So like, what's happening now is they're actually, teams are banning Venture in pro play because Venture's really good at the all-in strategy right now. So you just get a Venture and you go all in. And you can test the point. Yeah, the cooldown reduction. Yeah, exactly. So I think Venture has definitely moved up a little bit and is being played more. And there's a world where like if Venture keeps getting better and people keep getting better, you could see Venture move into like maybe the A- range. But I think at the top end of B is totally fine. Widow. I mean, Widow's A tier regardless. I'm biased. Widow's good. Perks are okay, but Widow's good. Widow's Widow. Sombra's not invisible. Like basically, here's the thing about Widow. Sombra doesn't have permanent invisibility. It's a lot easier for like Widow to like be able to deal with that. You have the grapple reduction. Like Widow's gonna be Widow. Like Widow's gonna dominate. It's just that's how it's gonna go, right? Like Widow's Widow. I'm a bit biased here because I play against good Widows. I don't see as much server admin Widow, but there's a reason why I don't see much server admin Widow, and I think chat knows why. And you know what? I apparently ordered this perfectly because this is why. Sojourn's S tier. Sojourn is by far one of the best, if not the best DPS in the game right now. You're just seeing people are opting to play Sojourn right now more than Widow. Which I'm honestly like, do you want a hot take? Or not? I don't know if this is a hot take. This isn't like the early Overwatch 2 Sojourn. So like not as overpowered. I would rather go up against a Sojourn right now than a Widow because of that. And it's because Widow is a guaranteed one-shot if they hit their headshot. Sojourn, I have a chance against, but Sojourn is still too damn good at the same time. Does that make sense? The slide perk, by the way, is not about getting to high places. It's about having 2 disengages. It was already tough to kill a Sojourn who could disengage once, never mind twice. That's what makes it good. It's not about the damage output of Disruptor perk. Also, side note, the Disruptor perk is really fun. I use that perk in ranked just because it's fun. Not because it's like, I'm not worried about the damage reduction. It's just fun to stick people with it and watch them run into their teammates. I don't know why. They do it all the time. It's great. Symmetra, I think A tier. Am I dumb? I think Symmetra's A tier. I think Symmetra's great. Obviously, like I'm gonna kind of put Symmetra a little bit below where the Pharah and the Echo are, but like right up there with here. Yeah, I think Sims is good. I'm not even gonna go too deep into it. I think Sims is just a good hero right now. Genji, do I do it? Is it finally happened? Has Genji moved up to A tier? Or has gone to B tier? I'm thinking A. I mean, Genji's good. I'm going A tier. I'm confident in this. You want to see something that like? Let me show you something, chat. Keep in mind, this is pre-perks, but I noticed this last season too. Yeah, y'all notice something? Now, keep in mind, some of this is pre-perks, but I'm telling you, Genji has been a sleeper pick for a while now, and now you have the perks to go with it. I think Genji's in a much better spot than predicted. Did Stopper, I'm going to get him nerfed? I ain't going to get him nerfed. The players who are dominating on Genji are going to get him nerfed. Reaper, I don't know, B tier, decent, okay. Feels a little bit behind on the other heroes, but like not bad. Can pop off, make good plays, B tier. Yeah, like I think high B's fine. I think I put Venture there only because I think Venture has a little bit better survivability. A little bit survivability than Reaper. Like a little bit better. Bastion, A tier. I think Bastion is good. The perk that you can infinitely heal is pretty solid. I don't know if people have been getting this in your rank games, but chat, have y'all dealt with the Bastion who gets the who instead of going like the left click goes like the old Bastion ultimate? Dude, that ability is so good. The only time I wouldn't go that one is if they have a Zarya. Because technically you kind of nerf yourself against the Zarya if you do that. But I think Bastion stuff is pretty good. Mei. Ooh. I'll be honest with you, chat. I don't play against Mei seems good. Mei's perks seem good. Does this put Mei at like high B tier, low A tier? The Mei perks are really good. I think Mei's like a high B tier hero. Either low A tier or high B tier. I definitely up there. So it's like, I'll go with B tier just to keep a little bit of like variety here. I'd put Mei right around where Venture's at. Different play style, same effectiveness, I guess you could say. You thinking low A? I'll go, you know what? Okay, let's go low A. I'm down for that. I think the discussion will be, well then should I move Venture up to low A? See what I mean? But I'm okay with that. We can go with that. I'll go with low A for the sake of it. Cassidy's in a tough spot. His perks are okay. The other heroes are there. He's still better than Soldier. But I don't love his matchup right now against the heroes I'm seeing. I'm thinking like high B tier. I think I'm gonna put him ahead of Venture. I think he's still a little bit better than no, Venture's good. I think here. I think this is, you're thinking C tier? I don't know if I could. I don't think C tier. I can't do it. I can do this. I can meet you here. I can't put him in C tier. Because I did the hot take of putting Sombra in B tier. And I don't think I can put Cassidy there. I do think Cassidy needs better perks, but I don't think I think Cassidy is still viable. Cass is like okay. Hanzo, I don't know. Like here, like low end B tier because of the health pack. Like the health pack perk is a little bit underrated. You can Storm Arrow, but like I don't know, how's the Storm Arrow felt? Is it okay? C. All right, I'll put Hanzo in C tier. I don't even care. There you go. Ash, Ash is fine, right? Ash is like A tier, bottom A tier. Not quite as good as Sojourn. Probably better than Widow. So like here. Said I can't put Cass in B and then put Ash in A in this meta. What meta are we referencing, by the way, Cogbor? Because I'm curious of what meta like you're referencing on that one. I might be like misremembering a couple metas. But most of like what I watch, like it's a lot of variety. So like, for example, when I see Sojourn get banned, I see people go Ash. That seems to be the default, is like, if they can't play that hero, they go Ash. I feel that the hero is the next viable option. You're speaking with outbans, fair enough. Even then, I still, I don't know. This one's a tough one. I'm okay. I'm not going to overanalyze it too much. I'm okay with this. I'm comfortable with it. Like, in my opinion, tier lists are always going to have those opinions. I'm not going to argue it. Like, this is all just an opinion. You know what I mean? Like, my tier lists are never perfect. I don't expect them to be. They're just for fun. So, yeah. There you go. So that's what I have for DPS. You could argue a couple things. People ask why Venture there, etc. I kind of explained it earlier. I'm okay with it. You could move a couple heroes. Like I said, I think that's totally fine, but I'm okay with this. Juno, A tier. Pretty simple. Juno's good. I don't even have to go too deep into it. Good hero. Fun hero. You can crit now. Not quite S tier just because of some of like the recent changes. I think Juno's good. Ultimate's still decent. I think Juno's just a good hero. I wouldn't even go with high B just because like I think Juno's just... Oh, okay. I have Mercy at the front here. Ooh. I need to be smart here. Not put Mercy in D tier. Chat. I'm not stupid. Can I go with low B, chat? I think Mercy is good, better than expected. I think, listen, okay, I have an argument. Here, okay? I have an argument. You ready? If we're purely rating the perks, I would put Mercy's perks like in C or D tier. Like the perks are just not that good for Mercy right now. Or they feel okay. But counter argument, I do look at a lot of the heroes on the list that I have above. Mercy can benefit so many of these DPS heroes that do I just go with low B tier? Like low B tier. Like I think Mercy will be at the low end of B. You said Mercy doesn't provide value. I disagree. Listen, okay. I've been playing DPS and I have a Mercy on me as Sojourn. I am 10 times better. Okay, I have an idea. What if I say, I'm going B tier. I'm just committed to it, and we're going to leave it at that, and I'll leave it for discussion. All right, sound good? Okay, cool. Moira, B, high B, A, low A, high B, probably B, I think B, high B, B, yep, low A, good, decent, more mobility, B tier. Sounds good. Kiriko, high A tier, great hero, great kit, great utility, could be S tier, probably S tier, actually. Yeah, probably S tier. Now that I think of it, probably S tier. Because if I'm going to put Juno here, I think S tier. Yeah. The perks are really good too. The damage perk that heals, yeah, I think S tier. I think thinking of it now, Kiriko also benefited from some great perks. Yeah, double teleport, even the Suzu speed boost. There isn't many bad perks. Lifeweaver? Where do we put Lifeweaver? I don't know where. Is Lifeweaver, like, Lifeweaver's not bad, but, like, not that good right now. It's weird. It's like he's like, okay, Lifeweaver, in my opinion, is underrated. I think they've micro buffed Lifeweaver so much that, like, Lifeweaver is in a spot where, but it's you end up so much reactionary, and, like, the perks also feel kind of goofy right now. So do I just do C tier? Maybe B tier? This one's a tough one because I don't, here's the problem I run into. I don't get as many Lifeweavers in my, you know what? You think C? I see more chat saying C, so chat is putting Lifeweaver in C tier. There you go. I'll go with that. I want to stop for a second. I want to read this statement you said. You said chat is gold average, bro. Don't listen to them. Listen. Of course I'm going to listen to them. I'm not sitting here trying to tell you where to put top 500 heroes. That's not how it works. There's more gold players than top 500. Of course there's gonna like. I'm gonna listen to every opinion on every rank because now if someone's saying, hey, like go play Diva like this, I'm in bronze, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna listen to what you say. But if you're telling me like, use my defense matrix in front of Azari, I'm probably not gonna do that, right? But like, of course I'm gonna listen to like what heroes are being good in ranks, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why would I? Oh man, let's go to Zenyatta. I think Zenyatta is actually pretty good. Probably A tier. Ana Zen comp's really strong. Not quite S tier right now, only because of just like some of the comp issues. But I think I think like Zen's in like a spot that's really good. Ana, dude, I love. I think Ana's too. I think Ana's. I think Ana's S tier now. I'm going to explain why. Ana, first of all, let's talk about two different things. Ana's minor perks are probably some of the best in the game. Think about this. Think about what your minor perks are. You get a double grenade bounce, or if you want to go more teammate like based, you literally can go asleep that slows people after you sleep them. That's your minor perks, all right? So you have the sweaty perk of you can sleep them and slow them, or you have the arcadey fun perk where you can double grenade. Both great selections. The major perks, you can crit or you can nano yourself to survive. I don't know where else I could put Ana in this situation. Just 4 excellent perks for Ana. Above Kiriko? Probably. Yeah, you could argue that. Yeah, I agree. Ayari? Probably right next to Zen, but maybe high B. This one's tough. I see Ayari, but I don't see Ayari enough to justify... I want to say high B. I think the highest of B tier of supports. Yeah, I'd say the highest of B tier for supports. So like right here. I'd say the highest, like literally at the high part of B tier. I think Ayari's a little bit better, but then also, once again, playstyle. All right, now next up, BAP. BAP, okay, so BAP is good. BAP isn't being played as much. I still think BAP's A tier. I think BAP is a great hero. I don't think you're seeing BAP a lot because there's so much hero variety right now. And it's good. This is a good problem to have. The reason why BAP is fallen under is under the radar right now is because, right? There's so much hero options right now. Like most heroes are viable. So like where you're not even worried about having your teammates swap your supports because the players are just able to play these heroes. I still think the supports have like some of the best. I think BAP is better than expected and is in the A tier. The argument is between Zen and BAP. I think we can keep them around the same. Brig, A tier. The new Inspire perk is great, where you can proc Inspire for an extra 3 seconds off of Whip Shot. Like Brig is good. Like Brig is probably like right here. Great with the S tier heroes. You're seeing a lot of Honor Brig. You're seeing a lot of Kiriko Brig. You're seeing Juno Brig. Like Brig is a good solid option and also has like just some decent perks. I'm not saying the best perks, but decent perks. Enough for me to put Brig at the high end of A tier. That's with me. I think the Inspire proc one's gonna get even better as people get better at it. And then last but not least, we got Lucio. I'm thinking high A or S. Yeah. Any disagreements? S tier for the sake of it. I think S. Yeah. Lucio is viable in these comps. Lucio is one of the better options when you can't figure out your second support. If these heroes are like not being able to be played or you're not as good at them. Lucio has the ability to have more boops. Like the boop range now. Like chat, I played a game on Lucio yesterday. I got like 8 boop elims. That should tell you enough about the 20% increase perk. That should tell you enough. Because you know my Lucio gameplay ain't that good. It's okay, but it ain't that good. It ain't 8 boops off the map good. Okay? On top of that, while underrated, I think the major perks that make you increase your range on your healing, I think is excellent. That brings back like the old school like Lucio from like the early days of Overwatch, where you're basically just healing everybody like when you need to. So, or if you're more an aggressive player and you want to speed boost more, you bring other like varieties there. So I think Lucio is just excellent right now. There you go. That's my support tier list. I am happy with it. I made the right selections. Once again, I think there'll be arguments where I put like Mercy, Lifeweaver, etc. But that's the fun in it all. So there you go. That's my tier list. Why do I have nobody in D tier? I just think perks brought these heroes up a level. You have to remember that like, even if all the perks are like, there was no balance changes going into this. It was just perks. That was it. So most of them got even just having a perk, even if it's the worst perk ever. Well, I guess there is a couple perks that suck, but there's just a little bit more viability. Just remember, tier lists are just for fun. They're Mainly, generally, it's everybody's tier list probably differs. Like if nobody saw my tier list right now and I had a bunch of people, if I had a bunch of people make a tier list, we would probably have 50 different tier lists. And that's the beauty of them. So there you go. Like the video, subscribe. All of it helps. Appreciate y'all. Have an amazing day/night. Oh, wait, sorry. I hope you all have an amazing day/night.